and less income in comparison with the price rises.
Although we do have a triple lock, don't we? Let's just hear what bear with me 1 second.
Well, the Chancellor of the Exchequer now coming out of number 11 Downing Street with his Treasury team. Liz Truss, of course, the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, also there Mel Stride, Financial Secretary to the Treasury, Andrew Jones, Exchequer Secretary to the Treasury, and Stephen Barclay. So the full Treasury team posing with him, and now the Chancellor will, as by tradition, pose on his own. He hardly bothered to stop for the cameras when he did his budget before the election earlier this year. This time he's being a bit more generous, and a pack there for his budget box. Making his way now to the Commons. We can confirm he's not taking a driverless car to the Commons today. He'll be on his feet at about 12:30 this afternoon, and we can see from the Sky Copter the short journey the Chancellor is going to make, taking the route through the Treasury, the Foreign Office and the Treasury building, rather than going down Whitehall there into the main courtyard of the Foreign Office, and then from there he'll go into the Treasury courtyard, I imagine. Faisal Islam is there, and Faisal, a less perfunctory, I should say, photo opportunity there from Philip Hammond, actually making sure everyone got the shot.
Yeah, he didn't quite get it right last time, did he? And also, he was very, very quick in his first budget. Now he's just a bit more leisurely, patted affectionately his budget box. I also think, though, that, remember, he didn't quite get his speech right last time. I think there was a lot of effort put into the sort of vaguely grandad-like jokes that were put in, and he'll have to focus clearly better on the measures and the numbers. What I'm hearing from Tory MPs, actually also from some of the DUP, is that they really expect this budget to be watertight, that the measures have been double and triple checked, not just against the Tory manifesto, but also, of course, against the confidence and supply agreement with the DUP, because they need those 10 MPs' votes to get these measures through. But as I said before, just do watch out when we get this budget for areas where they have skipped or avoided the capacity for difficult votes. They don't want to have unnecessary votes. That is how a minority government survives from day to day. You avoid votes that could cause problems. They had a very close vote last night on the EU withdrawal bill, which they did win by just 10, a majority of 10 last night on the Charter of Fundamental Rights. They don't want a series of those types of tricky votes over the financial bill, and I'm told that there's a high expectation that they won't have the same pattern of having to do a U-turn. But you never know what pops up in these types of engagements. Who had expected in 2012 that VAT on pasties would have made any difference to the political temperature, but it did. So we need to look at the detail very carefully when this budget comes out, but that's Chancellor giving all the smiles, looking confident. And I think the other thing we're seeing is a concerted effort from Conservative MPs. You can see it if you're on social media right now, to talk up the economy. There were some good manufacturing numbers from the CBI yesterday, reflecting the fact that sterling has been low. But of course, that's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because the fact that sterling's low has helped exporters and manufacturing, but it's also the precise reason why inflation has shot up and why real incomes are being squeezed. So it's difficult on the one hand to praise one impact of sterling having fallen after the Brexit vote, but not accept the fact that the other implication on consumption and on the service sector too. And the end result of all of that is that when the Chancellor goes in and gives his budget, he won't be able to make those grand boasts and claims that Chancellors love to. You know, we're the fastest growing G7 economy, the fastest growing economy in the EU, that type of thing. Can't say that at this budget, because so far, as Ed Conway's been showing, we're the slowest growing G7 economy this year, and I think we're the second or third slowest economy in the EU. So whilst avoiding the terrible predictions of the Treasury ahead of the EU referendum, growth has definitely taken a hit this year, but nonetheless it's part of the Treasury mantra, the number 11 mantra today, to say to talk up the economy and say everything's rosy and there's a new futuristic path for the economy post-Brexit of artificial intelligence and driverless cars, though as you point out, there definitely was a driver in the Chancellor's car.
Faisal, thank you very much indeed.